You need to change your mind's reaction. It's doing nothing for you. Here's the law of love and attraction. I'll show you what I can do. You know your banner is up now.
Welcome to Carimbia Cottage, and here we are on a walk and talk through our food forest. So it's a beautiful day today, had a little bit of rain last night. Standing here next to Tithonia diversifolia, or Mexican sunflower, if you want to call it by its little common name. Now, oh so pretty flowers. Here's a beautiful flower. And they are wonderful for a chop and drop plant. So at the moment we're trying to create a little bit of more chop and drop material ready to go back into our garden. And the horses love them as well, so don't plant them near your horses because you won't have any. The next plant we come to is the Peruvian ground apple, which has got pumpkins all around, but this one's a great one. It's a root vegetable or fruit, well, more a vegetable that you can eat. You just harvest when this dies back. So, and then we go on to our dragon fruits, which at the moment have flowered last night. The nets on them are to stop the birds eating the fruit because they've been a bit hungry lately. They love our dragon fruits, but we do leave some every now and then just to let the birds have a few. Pumpkins abound through our garden. None of these have been planted. They come up in, when I put the horse manure around the bases of all our trees, I've been feeding the horses pumpkin seeds, and this is what we get. It's prolific. And we have a little lime tree which has been hiding under a traveller's palm. The traveller's palm gave it a little bit too much shade this year, so we haven't got much fruit on it. A reed avocado that is growing very tall. We're thinking about maybe we might have to take the top off that next year. We haven't got fruit on it yet, so we're waiting for that. Another reed avocado, happily standing here. Along the fence line we have Madagascar bean and a pawpaw, which has come up through a random bit of compost. So none of them have been actually planted. The Madagascars we actually planted, and pineapples just pop in there wherever you can find a little space, pop a pineapple. They're the greatest things to grow. So coming into this one, we have lots of pineapples around, and we have what we're not sure. We've got to look at this one. This one may be a peach tree that's come up out of compost. And then we have a type of yam going in there, which I planted last year. Little blackberry jam tree, and it did have some fruits on it. You can have a look down. We might be able to see a fruit. Yes, there's a fruit right down at the bottom here. So to get the camera into that one, and you can see the little white fruit. Inside it has like a black substance which tastes a bit like blackberry jam. Here we have a crop of cassava which we've planted, and we use the cassava planted in about 8 months' time. We'll start to harvest. With this sand we've got here, the cassava grows really well. It grows really big roots, and you can use it as a potato substitute. It's really great. Lemon tree in the back of that, if you can zoom in and see some lemons eventually, we might get round there than the other side of that one. And behind us here we have bananas, and they live next to the compost area, so they get lots of compost, and they've grown huge this year. It's amazing how big they've grown. So we have 6 bunches of quite good sized bananas on. This one looks a bit tiny at the moment, but that's just started. And sometimes we got to prop them up because they do tend to have a bit of a walk with the weight of the banana pulling them down. You can see one in the middle. And a couple of babies on the edge. So we don't usually take out the pups, we just keep them all in there together. You may get smaller bunches, but at least you get lots of bunches. So we don't mind having a smaller bunch. You can see there's choco. Choco vines grow wild here. More pumpkin growing up our chook house. We have a grape. Now that shelters what was a chook house. Now we haven't got chickens, so we do have some plants in there. Not too many at the moment. I've put most of them out into the garden. Tried not to keep too much in at summer. Chilies, a raspberry popped in there, and more Tithonia. These ones are Jack the Pony's favourite because I cut a bit off and feed it to him at night. So he thinks he's in heaven. At the back of here we have an orange, and that's a Valencia orange, this one. It's only a young tree, so we haven't got much growth on that one yet. And passion fruit, which is self-seeded, that grows right up into the trees, and we just wait for the passion fruits to fall. We have so many passion fruits seeded from our possums that we don't ever need to really plant them. So, and if you can go onto the lemons, you see we do have quite a bit of fruit on our lemon happening there. They've got a bit of pest on them this year. I think it's mostly the heat. There's a random Lagos spinach that's come up. Not sure where that's popped from. We also have a mulberry tree in this area. Now that's ready for being cut back. I'm going to cut this one back. I've already done half of it, but that will be cut back. We will propagate some of the sticks into new trees, and it fruited profusely this year. We've already had 2 lots of fruit off last year, sorry. In September it was fruiting, and then again in November. So wonderful trees to have.